Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome back to another World of Tanks replay with your host, Great Taz. Now let's get on with this replay, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, roll out.
Someone's gonna have big problems now, and that's not me.
Hello everyone, welcome to another World Tanks replay. I am Great Taz, and this is a battle of me playing on Malinovka in the encounter mode in the Iron Arnie. As you heard Arnold there in the beginning, he talking up his little talk. So first things first, before we get too far into this battle, I hope you are enjoying the content I'm putting up here. And if you are, actually clicking that like button is a very good thing, and it shows. But there's more to it. I like to hear back from each and every one of you that is actually watching my videos. So if you would also just take a moment to comment down below, that would be greatly appreciated. Alright, let's go ahead and continue. As you see this, I am getting some spots here. I spot the Juke 2 and the power tank right there. Overall, I am in a tier 8 tank, and this is a tier 8 battle with, of course, tier 6s. And there goes the G-Tow, getting shot, killed, and destroyed. Now, we are the Iron Arnie, which is an M48. I believe it is the A1 version of this. It is an altered version of the M48. This is actually a version that Arnold Schwarzenegger actually drove in real life. So this is actually exactly, except for maybe the color. The color scheme might not be exactly to real life. But when Arnold was in the military, I'm not saying U.S. military, he did drive this exact tank. Now he owns this exact tank. I'm not sure if it actually has the same paint scheme on it as it does in real life, but it's pretty cool if it does. I don't know if it has all the operating mechanics. I believe he still has all the operating mechanics that are needed for it to actually be a live actionable tank. That would be something I would have to search in. I was pretty sure that was one of the things that they would pull out, would be some of the certain components that made it where it would actually, you could actually fire rounds with it and stuff like that. So finding the rounds would be another problem, but I do believe this is like a 90mm gun, and I don't think that they make them anymore. Nope, it is 105mm, so I guess it is quite possible. As you can see, the U.S. has been using 105mm for quite some time. When the M47 came out and they started using it. Now, what's kind of weird is when it comes to the Patton group of tanks, there are actually 4 of them. You have the M46, or the M46, which is a Patton. That is the first one that came out. Then they made some minor modifications, and then you got like an M46A1. Then they made some major modifications, and they called that the Patton also, which is the M47. Again, they made minor modifications to that, and then they put out the M47A1. The one that survived the longest was the M48, and that has like 4 or 5 alterations. So that was also called the Patton. Then they made the bigger boy, which became the United States' first main battle tank. That was the M60. Now the M60 has multiple variants. The M60 in the US had an M60 and the M60A1. After that, the US moved on to what we now have is the Abrams. So that is the main battle tank for the United States of America. As you can see here, the Iron Arnie is actually I am putting out some punishment, and I am taking. Yes, I am kind of bullying players. Some players like I've kind of bullied those two tier 6 tanks right there, the M1 heavy or the M6 heavy and the Tiger 131. But I'm also beating up on some tier 8s around here too. As you can see, I was beating up on the IS6. I tried to get a few shots in and stuff like that. So overall, but back to the line. So the M60 is was picked up by other nations. Israel, one of them. They made some modifications, and that what they used even door Desert Storm during Desert Storm and stuff like that. The M60A3 was used, and even some U.S. Marines was still using the M60 tank. The M60 is a really good tank, but it was just based off of old stuff, and the U.S. decided to move on, which they got the best main battle tank at the time when the Abrams was around. So overall, as you can see here, I am trying to play spotter and do some damage. It's kind of hard when you don't have any vision, or when you have zero, I should say, when the enemy's hiding behind a bunch of bushes and you have none. So it makes it where I have to spot. Now, as you can see here, the Artie was actually doing a lot to help me. And then we have 3 TDs and the CS-53 over there. That is actually doing nothing, did nothing to help protect the artillery. So now with the artillery down, I have a lot harder ability to be able to do what I want. I know that the Super Pershing back there is coming around the backside, and at this point, I really know that something needs to be done about it. So I stopped peeking overall, and unfortunately I get spotted here, and this gives the Eagle 7 and the A44 over there, or the T44 over there, complete knowledge that I am leaving the area, which makes it where that poor KV2 is going to be all alone here for a moment. So I do try to get into, I know that this T26 needs to be taken out because the CS is cowering back here. Jon Snow, Jon Snow, yeah, that's a, Jon Snow doesn't know is just a Game of Thrones thing. So I'm trying to get him to help move up. He does have more hit points than me, but overall, we need to work as a team and quickly to get rid of all the enemies that are in our starting area. So as you can see here, I get spotted by the Persian, Super P, and I bounce. All I do is a critical damage. So I'm hoping that the CS is actually coming in quick and hard, but I keep all my shots are not being very kind here right now. I bounce. I do a little bit of damage, but it's nothing worth actually writing home for. I mean, I don't really do damage. I do. As you can see, the M4A2E, the jumbo back there trying to actually do some damage. Here we got the CS is behind him, and then I'm just blocking every shot, really, from doing a little ramming damage here or there and everything. There, we do take out the Persian, the Super P, and the Sherman, or the Jumbo, and as you can see there, the TS5 actually takes out our Jag Panther. Now, we are down a couple more tanks here. As you can see, I do tell the CS that they have to take point because they have the hit points. They do say affirmative. I try to get us to go down the edge, but seeing that the TS5's there, the CS-53 gets distracted. So he wants to go play with the TS5. Quickly make a quick note of the minimap and see that the T-44 is actually pushing on the KV-2. The KV-2 again, is a tier 6 versus a tier 8. It's going to have a hard time actually doing anything. And with Artie support, that's going to make it even worse. So the T-44 does take out our KV-2, unfortunately. So I have to, again, drop that and go back to another spot. I do get to the CS. I get him to stop in where he's at. That way that he can cover basically the field and help cover the SU and stuff. And the TS5 goes chasing after the SU and does himself some massive damage of 416 by falling off a hill. So that puts him into a situation where, yeah, he's not so much. With the T-44 here, I fire. I don't penetrate with a standard round, which irritates me. And so I was already setting up to load gold. That way, because I know the TS5 is going to be hard to penetrate overall. I do love Arnold's lines here. They are pretty cool. One of the best sets of lines here. He does, if you die, say, get to the chopper. And he owns the copyright for those lines, so that overall, you know, he can say them. And Wargaming, and he can give Wargaming permission to use them. So as you can see here, the Achilles does fire at the, along with I think the CS, they do take out the TS5. So now it's down at 3 weak tanks against Brett Panther and also the S51. The Breath Panther does decide to actually start capping, so the Achilles does move up, and the CS53. I'm trying to go out around just because, oh, excuse me, that I don't, in case it is the Artie and the CS Brett Panther is hiding back here in the corner, I don't want him to take me out. So I'm giving him a wide berth. There is the Brett Panther being spotted, undamaged, of course. And there they go, and they start doing some damage to him. The Brett Panther goes for the Achilles, which at this point I know that I need to start doing something. The S51 is shooting. I've taken, in my mind, I'm going that I need to get rid of that Artie. I'm hoping the CS53 can stay alive. I do say that in chat. Tell him that I am going for artillery, so it takes him out. With artillery can basically one-shot me. And I don't like that fact. There is the S51. After he fires, he realizes he's spotted, but it's not good enough. That round goes in, takes him out, and then the CS53, unfortunately, is beat up and has to stay up against the Breath Panther. Hoping he stays alive long enough to get more damage. He does not. So it's just me versus the Brett Panther. I don't get in the aim quick enough. And the Brett Panther is hopefully wanting to get that shot in of damage. But overall, he does not. So that is a victory, ladies and gentlemen, right there. As you can see, this is the Iron Arnie, the M47 patent. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to run on over to whatrecords.com to see how I did. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are over at whatrecords.com. Now this is a first class badge. That first class badge came from the 1152 base experience. We also got Reaper, Fire for Effect, Fighter, Shell Proof, and Hand of God. Now in this battle I also earned Spartan, which means I survived a ricochet when I had 10% hit points, and that would have been basically twice actually, because if you could get this multiple times, I bounced a ricochet from the Breath Panther and I bounced a ricochet from the super person right there. I got steel wall in this one, and that's because I survived and blocked at least 1,000 hit points of damage, which came from at least 11 rounds. All right, over here you can see all of the battle performance that I had. I had a total of 5 kills, 8 damaging shots, 3 criticals, 19 uses of armor, 4 ricochets, 15 9 penetrations for almost 3,000 damage. The Iron Arnie, when hauled down, is a really good tank. It's very good haul down tank. I got 6 different assist damages on tanks, and then I spotted 5. So as a medium tank, I was doing light tank duty, and I was also doing heavy tank duty. And that's the thing with the Iron Arnie. It is a very versatile medium tank. Now, you can't take this tank and rush into and beat up on heavy tanks, especially heavy armored heavy tanks, but you can somewhat snipe from a distance. The aim time is a little slow on this, so that is a issue also. So overall, as you guys did see on the team score, I am 4th overall in damage, and in experience, I am number 1 overall. Actually, in damage, I am 6th overall, on 4th on my team. So that's not bad. It could have been worse. It could have been better overall. I fired 24 shots. 18 of them did hit. 9 of them were penetrating shots. So it wasn't a really good hit. It's a decent hit ratio. Probably 75%. I think that's what that boils down to. 75%. But the penetration ratio kind of stinks. And that's with standard rounds. Not all the rounds will penetrate. The good penetration comes from the premium rounds. 2010 damage, 119 from long range. I received 19 hits, 4 penetrated, 15 non-penetration shots. All right, 0 splash, almost 3,000 damage, blocked by armor. 5 enemies spotted, 9 damaged, 5 destroyed, 689 assistance, traveled 5.1 kilometers. As you could see, started at one point, went to the hill, and went all the way, literally almost all the way back around the map until we got to cap in the end. So it was a 13-minute battle overall. Base earned credits with a premium count was 77,000. Got another 50,000 from rewards. That 50,000 actually pretty much paid for my ammunition and vehicle repair. So I got 79,000. 1728 for experience. It was a ×2 battle, and it was got a bonus for premium. So I got 3,629. Now during this time when I was playing this tank, this was in trying to get the modifications done. So that's where that all went. This was a 1.23.1 overall battle for a client. Now, another note is I had another battle that I was going to do. I tried it last week. It worked. I come this week, and it doesn't work with this. It must have been a micro update some point in time, which knocked it out. I really wish Wargaming would do something that would give us a better ability to watch older replays. It would be great to be able to see older replays. Wargaming, if you're watching this, I highly doubt that you are. Please, can you do something? And I tried to do some research, and I found Iska's stuff about old school and old school sites down. I found the information that he also put out in that about another way, and they don't have the most current clients, like 1.23. So I'm kind of SOL. I'm sitting it on the side. Maybe I'll check in a couple months to see if it's reappeared, if old school site came back up, or the other site actually has some of it. If you're looking for it, go to Iska's channel. It's a video from 2020, and he does tell you how to do it. So the secondary location has all the way up to 1.20. It doesn't have any, maybe 1.22. So you can see some older replays if you really want to see them. It does require that you uninstall that client all back onto your game. And this is basically a zip file that you have to download and unzip. Enough about that. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure that you click that like. It helps out tremendously. With also that, commenting down below shows interaction, and I really do like hearing from people, their comments and their thoughts on how I'm playing the game, how my video editing is going, and how my commentary is going. All that is really important for YouTubers, as we have to do it differently than as Twitch streamers because we don't get live feedback. Our feedback comes a few days to a few months later, and we have to work on it. I do comment or reply to 99% of all comments that are actually sent to me. There's two other ways to actually go ahead and comment and like if you want. Number one, to like, if you go, both of them actually are at the link in the description down below, which will bring you over here to wattrecords.com, and I'll bring you right to this page right here that you see. If you're signed in up here, I can't do it because this is my own video, but there'll be a thumbs up instead of this edit. There'll be a download instead of this edit. There'll be a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Go ahead and click that thumbs up down below here, just like before. When you do with YouTube, you scroll down to like. There's the comment section down below it. So right here's a comment section right down here if you just want to comment on the battle. I hope that you do comment on YouTube. It is much more beneficial. If you're enjoying this content that I do from World of Tanks, plus all my other stuff like Minecraft, game reviews, which I do have a new game review that came out before this, go check that out also. It's a really fun game. I may not have a lot of time in it, but I do enjoy it. I don't play it a lot, but I do play it from time to time, and it is a very good de-stressor game. I actually like it. So you don't have to worry about it. It is a slower paced game. Again, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscription button. It helps out the channel also. With that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to get on up out of here. I've rambled enough again. I have a tendency to do that. I am Great Taz. You are you. Maybe I'll see you on the battlefield.